Welcome to Motion Marine. I'm Mark Oldenstadt, owner and founder of Motion Marine. I'd like to talk to you today about our boats and a little bit about our company. I want to talk a little bit today about where Motion Marine came from. And I guess it started when I was in high school. I was one of the guys in the metal shop that picked up the knack for welding and fabricating fairly easy, and had an instructor that was actually going to have Ernie Duckworth build him a boat. This was in the late 60s, and he invited me to come along for free help, pretty much, and I got the opportunity to watch Ernie put together what turned out to be his second boat that he ever built. So I got to see the process, and it excited me of what you could do with some flat metal and a little ingenuity, and kind of sparked the interest of boat building and what you could do in metal fabrication.
Motion Marine boat owner Pete Tracy says, "I have owned 9 different boat brands, and now that I have a Motion Marine, I can tell you that nothing else compares. Do yourself a favor if you're interested in buying a boat. Just buy a Motion Marine, and you'll always be happy with it." Motion Marine boat owner Craig Prunty says, "If I had to pick the best boat manufacturer in the world to make my dream 26-foot hardtop fishing boat, I would pick Motion Marine, and that is exactly what I have done."
Spend some time in the shop today and look at all the details of what we do, and show you the undercovers and 35 years of experience of how we build the best boat in the marketplace. At Motion Marine, we've learned that working off a jig to build these boat hulls is really hard to produce a nice flat bottom, and we've figured out that if the bottom isn't 100% flat and true in the length of its run, that it affects the performance of the boat going through the water. And as little as 1/8 of an inch of deflection in the bottom of the boat, whether it be concaved or bellied, will cause a change in how the boat runs. And critically, side to side, it's important. So what we do is we use a one-piece bottom and one-piece side design. And what I mean by that is this is one formed piece of material. In this particular boat, it's a 7-foot sheet. We've bent a 14-degree delta pad in it because it's a jet application. And we've formed the bottom of this boat in one operation on the floor without any support or any jigs under it. That way, we've ensured that we don't have any kink or hard spots in the hull. The side is a one-piece of metal that we bend the gunnel into, and we join it. And this is where we differ from most of the market, and we join it without using an extrusion. We use 100% weld. We weld it on the inside and the outside by laying the side sheet to the bottom plate. Then we go over the outside, which we'll show you, with an extrusion to protect that welded joint. In the extruded boats, typically they'll put the side and the bottom into a piece of metal that's specially designed for that, and only weld it on one side. And I know by my experience, when you weld something on one side that moves, then it will crack and break and leak. So that's one major difference. After we form the bottom and the sides, we go back and put the backbone in the boat. And the backbone of the boat is what we call the longitudinals. There's 4 of them. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, and there's one there. Those are welded at the back of the boat, welded at the front of the boat, and then the boat bottom is pushed up to them. This is a sheared surface. It's going to be 100% flat and true every time. So by doing this, we can observe that our bottom is 100% flat and true. The other thing is how we weld these longitudinals into the boat. We found with time that if you do a continuous weld on structure, if it breaks or cracks or gets an impact and starts to crack, the whole weld will crack out. By doing a continuous weld that's skip welded, we can go 8 inches on this side, 8 inches on that side, 8 inches on that side, still create a continuous weld, but it's not in one bead. So if we have a problem, it's only going to be 8 inches of problem and not cause a catastrophic complete failure of the stringers. We've come up with a new drop chine design. The drop chine is taking our standard angle chine and actually dropping a leg down, which drops the water that is being pushed from under the boat down to create lift on the boat. The motion of the boat going through the water, it expends all its energy to push water out of the way. So we've used the natural potential by routing that water back under the boat with our drop chine. So as you can see on the chine itself, we have a leg that hangs down. We've also carried that in because the faster the boat, the higher out of the water it becomes. So we've taken that into the inner strakes as well. So as this boat adds speed, it creates lift, and now we have less boat in the water, creating a nice dry ride, and less boat in the water, less friction, less fuel used, and higher speeds. The other thing that we do to support the boat from twisting is put every 20 inches a heavy wall channel. This is 1x2 channel that's got a 3/16 leg in it, and it's welded in one piece from the outer longitudinals to the inner longitudinals, and that keeps the whole twist and flex of these boats out. People don't really realize how many pounds and stresses come on these hulls in the water, and water is actually very hard on impact. So if you don't do that, then you have problem. Now, a lot of our competition feels that just putting a channel down here and then putting a plywood floor over the top with fasteners into it will keep that twist from happening. And we see those boats come apart, we see the floors fail prematurely because there's no support in that boat.
It's all the little things on a Motion Marine boat that add up to it being the best built boat on the market. From isolating negative electrical current conditions to keeping all wires and hoses extra insulated and hung so that debris can't affect them. And building the best built aluminum hulls anywhere, in part, helps make Motion Marine the top choice for anyone serious about their boat.
We are hand building these boats so that we have processes involved that are not production processes, but they make a better product. The strength, watching the alloys and the thicknesses of what we do, we're superior in the marketplace based on our experience of what doesn't work.
Motion Marine has been working on most all major boat brands on the market, and our shop has long been known as the place to go to get boat repairs or custom work done. Through years of major boat structure repairs and fixing countless boats, Motion Marine has learned what works and what does not. We have applied these lessons along with superior boat building practices and innovative technologies to produce the best quality fishing or special purpose aluminum boats on the water today.